Hello friends, in this lecture we'll start new chapter, that is surface area and volumes. Okay, surface area and volumes. So in this we'll see the surface area and volume of cuboid, then cube, then cylinder, cone, sphere, hemisphere, and a new term we'll see the frustum of cone. So we'll start with the cuboid. Okay, so we'll see first of all the formulas and then we come to the problems. Okay, so cuboid, if I draw its diagram, it will something looks like this cuboid. It has six surfaces that you already know. Okay, and each surface is in the shape of a rectangle. So when I say its surface area, that is its total surface area, it means I have to add the areas of all the surfaces. Now let this is its length L. Okay, this I'm considering its breadth, that is B. Okay, this segment is B, and this I'm considering its height, that is H. A cuboid has three-dimensional solid. It has three dimensions: length, breadth, and height. You can see so many examples in and around you. Uh, Matchbox is a cuboid. Your textbook is a cuboid. So many examples you can see around you of cuboid. Now it has three dimensions: length, breadth, and height. So when I say total surface area, in short I do write TSA. Okay, total surface area. Total surface name itself says area of all the surfaces. Total surface. So all its surfaces are uh, in the shape of rectangle, and area of rectangle we know is the product of its both dimensions. In general we used to say length into breadth. So here if I talk about this front surface, it will be L into B. Similarly back surface is again L into B. So total surface area TSA is given as twice of LB. Okay, then this surface which is on the left hand side has dimensions B and H, so its area will be B into H. Similarly, this surface which is on the right hand side is again 2 into BH. Sorry, B into H. So this gives you twice of BH. Now, now if we talk about the surface um, H into L, two surfaces having area H into L. So in this way you will get TSA is equal to twice of LB plus BH plus HL. Okay, LB plus BH plus HL. This is the total surface area of cuboid. Now next is lateral surface area. Lateral surface area. Now, lateral surface area means area of walls. Okay, lateral surface area means area of walls, or in other words, I can say excluding the area of top and the bottom. If we exclude these two areas, then whatever surfaces remains in the cuboid are considered as the area of its lateral surface. In short, I do write it LSA. Now, when I say area of four walls, that means I have to skip the area of this bottom surface and this upper surface. Now you can see the area of bottom and upper surfaces are L into B. So if I subtract 2LB, if I omit this, exclude this, then this remains is the area of its lateral surface. So LSA can be written as 2BH into 2HL. That is LSA can be written as 2H B plus L or L plus B. Okay, now if I do write this LSA in a little bit different way, I do write H into 2 L plus B. Okay, it's the same thing. I wrote H, then 2 into L plus B. Though LSA also can be written as height, H remains height, H represents height over here, height multiplied by, now 2L plus B, if you remember, 2L plus B is the area of the, sorry, perimeter of the base. Okay, so height into perimeter of base. This again can be written as LSA. So you remember, better to remember these two formulas, this one and this one, these two. See, this I am deriving, actually you have to remember only this formula, TSA. Okay, so this is TSA and LSA. Now next we will see volume. Volume, in general, volume we describe as the volume can be described as the area of base into height. So here area of base you can see is L into B. Okay, and height, that is H. So over here I can say volume is equal to LBH, length into breadth into height. That is the volume of the cuboid. Okay, after this now we'll see the same total surface area, lateral surface area and volume for cube. Okay, now one thing more we can see over here for cube. See, generally they do ask a question, what will be the longest rod, what will be the length of the longest rod that can be kept inside a cuboid. So simply we can say its length must be uh, from this corner to this corner, this uppermost corner to this lowermost corner. Okay, and that we say is the length of the diagonal. So here I do write diagonal, or the length of the diagonal is root of L square plus B square plus H square. Okay, so these four things we have to remember for cuboid: total surface area, lateral surface area, volume and the length of its diagonal. So please note it down, then we'll see these all formulas for the cube. Okay, now let us see these formulas for cube. So you can find some examples of cube, solid cube around you. Very basic example that we can give is Rubik cube. It's an exactly cube. Dice is also a cube. So the very basic difference between cube and cuboid is, we can say in cuboid all dimensions are different, or in other words we can say all three dimensions are not the equal, that is cuboid. And if all three dimensions are equal, then it will be a cube. So let me draw first the simplest diagram of cube. Okay, all its dimensions will be equal, that means its length, breadth and height, all three will be equal, and I'm assuming all three are equal to A. Okay, this is a cube. Okay, all three dimensions, that means this is equal to A, this breadth is again equal to A, and this height is again equal to A. That means all three dimensions, length, breadth and height are equal to A. Okay, that is cube. Now we'll see its total surface area, TSA. Now there are two ways to find the total surface area of cube. See, let me write first three formulas of TSA, LSA and volume and diagonal for the cuboid. See, for cuboid we have TSA is twice of LB plus BH plus HL. LSA, its lateral surface area is twice of H L plus B. volume, it's LBH, and diagonal is square root of L square plus B square plus H square. Okay, so now we see the formulas for the cuboid. As for the cube, as I told you, there are two ways to find the formulas for this cube. See, in a cube, there are six surfaces just like cuboid. In cuboid, all the surfaces were in the shape of a rectangle, and here all the surfaces are in the shape of a square. So, and we know the area of a square is a square, side is square. All its edges are equal. So, I considered L equal to B equal to H equal to A. Now, when I say total surface area, that means area of all the surfaces. Area of one surface is a square, so area of all six surfaces will be 6a square. So in that way, I can write 6a square. Okay, now I can also find the area of total surface area of cube by this formula. See, in a cube, L and B and H, all three are equal to A. So if I put A over here, this will become A into A, that is A square. Again A into A, that is A square. Again A into A, that is A square. So A square plus A square plus A square, that is 3A square, multiplied by 2, that is 6A square. So there are two ways to find. First with the help of the shape of this cube, and another by putting the values of L, B and H equal to A in these formulas. Now total lateral surface area. Lateral surface area, we know lateral surface area means area of four walls excluding the top and the bottom. So there are six surfaces, all surfaces have area a square. We have to exclude upper surface, that is a square. We have to exclude this bottom surface, that is again a square. That means out of six surfaces we have to exclude two surfaces, so remaining surfaces are four. So LSA is 4a square. If we want to find with the help of this, so again I have to put LBH equal to A. So here it will be A, that is 2A. A plus A, 2A. 2A multiplied by 2A, that is 4A square. Okay, now next is volume. Now volume, again if I put the values of LBH over here, A into A into A cube, or as I told you, volume generally will find by area multiplied by height. Area of base, so here area of base is A square and height is again A, so A square into A is A cube. So that also gives you volume of cuboid, that is A cube. Now finally we'll find the diagonal. Diagonal A square plus A square plus A square, that is root of 3A square. So A square is a complete square, so I do write in this way. This is the diagonal of cube, A root 3. Okay, so these are the formulas of cube. Okay, and over here these are the formulas of cuboid. So do write this, and then we'll see the next shape, that is cylinder. Okay, so next we will see cylinder. Now either I do write right circular cylinder or simply cylinder. It over here it is same meaning. Now shape of cylinder, we can say this marker exactly looks like a cylinder, almost looks like a cylinder. Tube light, okay, it's almost cylinder. Pipe, it's a cylinder. So many things you'll find which are in the shape of cylinder near you. Okay, so now this is something like cylinder when we draw its diagram. Okay, it has two circular uh, ends, one on both side. Okay, two circular. Okay, this looks like cylinder. Now, if I consider the radius of its base is r and its height is h. Okay, radius of its base is r and height is h. Then again we'll find its curved surface area. Now here instead of lateral surface area we use the word curved surface area. Unless meaning is same. When I say curved surface area or if I say lateral surface area, it has same meaning, that is area of walls. Okay, because cylinder has curved surface. Okay, so we say curved surface area. And for cube and cuboid it was not curved, so we used to say lateral surface area. Otherwise their meaning is to take the area of walls, that means excluding the area of top and the bottom. So here curved surface area, curved surface area, that is CSA. In short, I used to say it's CSA. Curved surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi RH, where R is its radius and H is its height. Now, after this, we'll see total surface area. See, total surface area, that means area of all the surfaces. Okay, area of all the surfaces that solid has. So other than this curved surface, this cylinder has two flat surfaces. This is circular, this is circular, and you must know the area of circle is pi r square. So if in the curved surface area, if I add the remaining area of remaining surfaces, so remaining two surfaces are over there. This one is circular, this one is also circular. So pi r square plus pi r square. That means if I add 2 pi r square into the curved surface, I will get the area of all the surfaces, that is total surface area. Okay, so TSA is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r square. Now, I can take 2 pi r common, so here I will write 2 pi r H plus r. This is the total surface area of the cylinder. Now, volume. As I told you earlier that generally, not in all cases, but generally we get volume by area of base multiplied by height. Now over here area of base is, here base is circular and area of circle is pi r square. So pi r square into height, that is the volume, pi r square h. This is the volume of the cylinder. Okay, now here again we can find the diagonal. We won't see the diagonal, but yes, definitely if someone asks that what will be the uh, longest rod that can be kept, so this will be the longest rod that can be kept. Okay, from this end to this end, that will be the longest rod that can be kept inside the cylinder. So we can find this easily. Okay, this we have to find. This is, this much is r, so this much will be 2r. So if I write diagonal, then it is okay. Okay, diagonal. Now this I have to find. Simply I can apply the Pythagoras theorem. This is 2r because radius is r, so diameter will be 2r, and this is height. So I can write it is 2r whole square, that is 4r square plus h square. However, this is just a use of Pythagoras theorem, we can find this. But still, if you want to note it down, you can include this as a formula of the diagonal or the length of the longest rod that can be kept inside a cylinder whose radius is r, height is h. Okay, simply I applied the Pythagoras theorem because it's a right circular, so this angle is 90 degree. So r plus r, 2r, its square, plus height square is this. Square root of 4r square plus h square is the diagonal or the longest rod that can be kept inside a cylinder. So note it down, then we'll see the uh, hollow cylinder. Then we'll see the formulas related to hollow cylinder. Okay, so now next we will see hollow cylinder. Hollow cylinder or cylindrical shell. So next is hollow cylinder. So hollow cylinder, again we can say pipe is a hollow cylinder. Okay, so something like this, we can draw its diagram of a hollow cylinder. Okay, something like this, we can draw the diagram of hollow cylinder. Here, this is the inner radius, it is small r, and this I am taking as external radius capital R, and height I am considering is h. Its height is h. So now again we have to find its uh, total surface area, curved surface area, and volume. So we'll start with curved surface area, CSA. See, curved surface area. Now, when I say cylinder is hollow, when I say cylinder is hollow, that means it is possible to see its both the surfaces. You can see its inside surface as well as you can see its external surface. Okay, in case of solid cylinder, it is not possible to see its inner surface. That means we can say in a hollow cylinder there are two curved surfaces which are visible to us. Or in other words, you can see there are two surfaces or two curved surfaces where we can paint. Okay, so whenever I have to find CSA, I have to check how many curved surfaces are there. So inner curved surface area plus outer curved surface area gives you the curved surface area of the hollow cylinder. So here CSA is equal to inner CSA plus outer CSA, or internal or external. Inner curved surface area, outer curved surface area. So CSA of a hollow cylinder. Now inner CSA, that means two. See, formula of curved surface area remains same. When I say inner curved surface area, I use inner radius or smaller radius. When I say outer CSA, then I will use external radius. So here internal radius is small r, external radius is capital R. So this is 2 pi r h and 2 pi r h. That means CSA can be written as 2 pi h r plus r. This is the curved surface area of a hollow cylinder where h is its height, small r is internal radius or inner radius, capital R is external radius or outer radius. Now, just right now we saw whenever we have to find total surface area, what we have to do other than the curved surface area, where whatever the remaining surfaces are there, we have to add those areas in CSA or in CSA to get TSA. So next we'll see TSA, that is total surface area. So simply I can say inner CSA plus remaining. Now what remaining surfaces you are able to see? See, is the remaining surface. Here we can paint that ring actually, isn't it? If you have any object which is looks like a hollow cylinder, you can see there is a ring on which we can paint. So now we have to find the area of this ring. Now how to find the area of this ring? See, if I give you the top view of this, it will be something like this. This is the top view of the top view of a hollow cylinder. Okay, that means it is actually, we can say, two concentric circles. Now among these two concentric circles we have to find the area of this shaded portion. Okay, so I can say area of this external circle minus area of this internal circle gives me area of this ring. So in TSA I do write CSA plus 2 multiplied by area of ring. Okay, why 2? Because there is a surface uh, at the upper end as well as at the lower end. Okay, so CSA we know is 2 pi h r plus r plus 2 into now area of ring is area of this external circle minus area of small, that means pi r square minus pi r square, or simply I can write pi capital R square minus small r square. So 2 pi capital R square minus small r square. I can simplify it further. Here r plus r and r minus r, applying the identity of a square minus b square. Now I can take 2 pi r plus r common. I took 2 pi, 2 pi. R plus r common. So what I left with, this h plus r minus r. So this is the TSA of a hollow cylinder, total surface area of a hollow cylinder. Now volume, see, when I say volume of hollow cylinder, it doesn't mean how much it can hold, because it's hollow, it cannot hold anything, it's not closed. Okay, so when I say TSA, or sorry, volume of hollow cylinder, it means I'm talking about the volume of material. That means how much material we need to form that hollow cylinder. So next is volume of material. Volume of volume of material. So here I am writing volume of material. Okay, volume of hollow cylinder, but obvious, but of material. That is, simply we can say volume of, suppose for a while this is a solid. Suppose for a while this is a solid cylinder. So if I uh, exclude volume of this portion from this, I will get a hollow cylinder. So simply I can say volume of external cylinder minus volume of internal cylinder. That is pi r square h minus pi r square h. So if I take pi h common, r square minus r square is the volume of the hollow cylinder, or the volume of the material of a hollow cylinder. So these are the formulas for hollow cylinder. Please note it down. Then we'll see the cone. Next is cone. Okay, so next we will see cone. Again we'll say right circular cone or simply cone. Okay, so next is right circular cone or simply cone. Okay, so first of all, let me draw a diagram for a cone. Something like this, you will find a cone. Okay, examples of cone, you can say uh, birthday cap is a shape of a cone. Ice cream cone is exactly a cone. Okay, so these are the cones. Sometimes you find the tents in the shape of cone. Okay, so let the radius of its base, I'm considering the radius of its base is r and its height is h. Okay, its height is h. Okay, so now again we'll talk about its total surface area, its curved surface area and volume. So first we'll see its curved surface area, that is CSA. CSA is pi r L. Now what is L? See, L is its slant height. Here we have one more terminology, that is slant height. L is the slant height. Here I am writing L is slant height of the cone. Okay. H is definitely height, R is definitely radius. Remaining terminologies are as it is. The only new terminology is slant height L. And also I can write L is equal to R square plus H square with the help of Pythagoras theorem. Simply, this angle is 90 degrees, so by applying Pythagoras theorem, L is equal to root of R square plus H square. So this is curved surface area. Now we know total surface area is what? CSA plus area of any flat surface if there is. So here you can see there is a flat surface, and this flat surface is in the shape of a circle and its area is pi r square. So CSA plus, I'm writing base area, and base area is a circular, so TSA is 2, sorry, CSA is pi r L plus pi r square. Okay, so now here I can take something common, I can take pi r common, so L plus r. This is the total surface area of cone. Now next is volume, the volume of cone. See, volume of cone you can directly remember, that is 1 by 3 pi r square h. For your better understanding, you can see this volume of C, pi r square h is the volume of cylinder, and 1 by 3 pi r square is the volume of cone. That means if I have a cylinder, okay, if I have a cylinder with radius r and height 3, then its volume will be equal to 3 cones. Okay, having same radius and height. Okay, that means all cones have radius r, as well as the cylinder has radius r, as well as all these cones have height h. That means if I pour these three, if I fill these three cones with water, and if I pour this water in the cylinder, this cylinder will fill exactly. So I can say volume of cylinder is uh, sorry, volume of cone is 1 by 3 of the volume of cylinder, or 3 times of the volume of cone is equal to volume of cylinder. Okay, so this is a way by which you can remember the volume of cone. It is the 1/3 of the volume of the cylinder of same height and the radius. Okay, so that is all about the right circular cone. So please note it down. Then we will see next, that is sphere. Okay, now we will see next is sphere. See, till now we saw curved surface area, total surface area, and volume. Because till now whatever surfaces were having two types of surface. Definitely there was one flat surface and curved surface as well. But in sphere you will find there isn't any flat surface. It has only one surface, that is curved. So if I write curved surface area, or if I write total surface area, that means same thing. So curved surface area or total surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square. Okay, and volume of sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is the volume of a cylinder, 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so that is all about sphere. Sphere, you can see a ball is the shape of a sphere. So over here, if I draw, it will look like a circle only because, or let me try to make it. Okay, this looks something like a ball. Okay, or sphere. CSA and volume, where r is its radius. Radius of the sphere is r, then its curved surface area or total surface area, whatever I say, is 4 pi r square, and its volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So note it down. Then we'll come to the next is next one is hemisphere. Okay, so next we will see hemisphere. See, hemisphere we can say is actually half of the sphere. Okay, hemisphere is exactly the half of the sphere. So uh, something like this is the diagram of hemisphere. Okay, this is the hemisphere. Okay, now if I consider this radius is r, it has only one dimension, its radius will be r, considered as r. Okay, as well as this will be r, isn't it? Both are the radii, hemisphere. Now, if I say curved surface area, see, in a sphere there was only one surface, curved surface. Here you can see other than curved surface, we have a flat surface as well. Now, curved surface of a hemisphere is exactly half of the curved surface of a sphere. So, curved surface area of sphere was 4 pi r square. So, here it will become 2 pi r square. Now, here we also have total surface area because it has one more surface which is not curved. Okay, and this is that surface, and this is in the shape of a circle, and its area is pi r square. So here I do write TSA is CSA plus base area. Okay, here I can say base area. If I say this is the base, so 2 pi r square is its curved surface area, and base is in the shape of circle. You can say this is a circle, so its area will be 3 pi r square. That means for a hemisphere, total surface area is 3 pi r square. Now, volume. Now, again, its volume we can say is exactly half of the volume of the cone, volume of the sphere. That means amount of liquid a sphere can hold and amount of liquid a hemisphere can hold, definitely half of that. So, volume of hemisphere is half of the volume of the sphere. It was 4 by 3, so this will become 2 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so these are the CSA, TSA and volume of a hemisphere. So note it down, then we'll see the hemispherical shell. That means a hollow hemisphere we can say. Hemispherical shell. Now next is hemispherical shell. Okay, so let us see its diagram. Okay, something like this you will find the hemispherical shell. Okay. Example of hemispherical shell, we can say a bowl is exactly in the shape of hemispherical shell. Okay, it has two radii, internal radius as well as external radius. So this is internal radius, that is small r, and this I am considering as external radius, that is capital R. Just to distinguish between the radii, internal radius and external radius. Now here again we will see its curved surface area, its total surface area, and its volume. So first we will see its curved surface area. Now it has two curved surface areas. Now if you can see a bowl, it has internal surface as well as it has external surface. That means we can paint on an internal side as well as on the external side. So CSA of a hemispherical shell is uh, see CSA of sphere is hemisphere is 2 pi r square. So for internal, here I do write uh, internal CSA plus external CSA. Okay, that means CSA over here is 2 pi r square plus 2 pi capital R square. So CSA over here I can write, if I take 2 pi common, small r square plus capital R square. That is the curved surface area of a hemisphere. Okay, now you know the total surface area is always given by CSA plus if it has any other flat surface. So here definitely it has a flat surface. Okay, that you can see in a bowl, that edge is actually a curved surface, sorry, flat surface. So if I give you the top view of this hemisphere, it is something like this. Top view of this hemisphere. Again you will find a concentric circles, and over here definitely we can paint, so we have to add this as a flat surface. So TSA I will say is CSA plus area of ring. Okay, area of ring. Now over here, see, we also saw this in a hollow hemisphere. Over there we took twice of area of ring because there were two such rings, but here there is only one ring, that's why I wrote only area of ring. So TSA is, now CSA is 2 pi r square plus r square. Okay, now area of ring, this ring, uh, area of this ring can be obtained by area of this external circle minus area of this internal circle. That means pi capital R square minus small r square. Pi capital R square minus small r square. So here I do write pi r square minus r square. Now it is not possible to take common other than pi. So let me take that common. If I take pi common, here I get 2 r square plus r square plus r square minus r square. That means I can simplify it further. So note it down up to this point. However, it is almost done. Here it is 2r square plus r square, so 3r square, and 2r square minus r square, so r square. So note it down, then I will give its final formula. Okay, so TSA is this. Now, so TSA further I do write in this way. TSA is equal to pi here 2 r square plus 2 small r square plus capital R square minus small r square. So here it is pi. Now 2r square plus r square, that is 3r square. 2r square minus r square is r square. Okay, this is the total surface area of the uh, hemispherical shell. Now we'll see its volume of hemispherical shell. Now again, when I say volume of hemispherical shell, so here there are two things. It's a hollow, but obviously it's a hemispherical shell, it is hollow definitely. So we can see it volume in two different ways. First, how much amount of water or liquid it can hold, that will be simply its internal volume. But if I talk about volume of its material, then I can say volume of external solid shell, solid hemisphere, minus volume of internal solid hemisphere. So here I am writing volume of material, it is external volume minus internal volume. Okay, so volume is equal to, now external volume is 2 by 3 pi capital R cube minus 2 by 3 pi small r cube. So here I can say volume is equal to 2 by 3, if I take 2 by 3 pi common, so capital R cube minus small r cube. So this is the volume of hemispherical shell of its material. Okay, so please note it down. Okay, so now we'll see all these. See, till now we saw volume of cube, cuboid, cylinder, cone, then hemisphere, then sphere, then hemisphere. Now we'll write all the volumes. We'll see all the volumes and surface area in a tabular form for your ready reference. So let us see that once in short. Okay, so here I am writing the shape. First, here it will be the shape or the solid simply. Okay, then I do write its uh, curved surface area, that is CSA. Okay, then I write its total surface area, that is TSA, and finally I do write its volume. Okay, so let us see all these once again. So first it was cuboid. Okay, cuboid. See, here I am considering that you understand what are the uh, symbol, that is LBH, RH, small l. And I am considering that you are aware about it. So CSA is twice of H L plus B. That is the CSA of cuboid. Then TSA, total surface area, that is twice of LB plus BH plus HL, that is the total surface area. Then finally over here I do write volume, that is LBH. So that is the first cuboid. Now next we do write all these things for cube. So for cube, here CSA is 6a square. Okay, sorry, curved surface area is 4a square. Total surface area is 6a square. Volume is a cube. So try the next one, write the next one. I'm giving you the name in sequence. Then we do write the formulas. So next I'm going to take is cylinder. In the sequence we saw them separately. I'm writing in that order only. So do write the CSA, TSA and volume for the cylinder. Then we'll see the next. Okay, next is cylinder. So curved surface area of cylinder is CSA of cylinder is 2 pi r h. This is the CSA of cylinder. TSA of cylinder is 2 pi r h plus r. Okay, 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r square. Volume is pi r square h. It is the volume of cylinder. Now, after cylinder, next is cone. Now I am skipping over here. What should I say? Hollow cylinder. Next I am writing cone. Volume of cone. After cylinder, cone. So CSA is its uh, pi r l. Total surface area is pi r l plus r. Volume is volume of cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Okay. After cone, next I will take, after cone, next is sphere. Next is sphere. Okay. Now curved surface area of sphere is 4 pi r square. Or total surface area is also 4 pi r square, because these two terms are not different for in with respect to sphere. These two are the same thing, CSA and TSA. Volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay. After sphere, next is hemisphere. Next is hemisphere. Now, over here, curved surface area is definitely half of this, that is 2 pi r square. Total surface area is not the half of this. Curved surface area plus 1 flat surface, that is 3 pi r square. And volume is definitely half of this, that is 2 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so hemisphere. Okay, now we can include the that is hemispherical shell and hollow cylinder. So next I am writing over here hollow cylinder. Hollow cylinder. Okay, now do write its curved surface area, total surface area and volume for hollow cylinder. Okay, curved surface area of hollow cylinder is, see when I say curved surface area, that is 2 pi small r h, okay, 2 pi small r h and 2 pi capital R h. So 2 pi H small r plus capital R. That is the curved surface area of cylinder. Now, when I say total surface area, then 2 pi r, okay, 2 pi h r plus r and r minus r plus h. That is the total surface area of a hollow cylinder. Okay, this h won't be there. This h won't be there. So r plus r. Okay, this is the total surface area of a hollow cylinder. Now its volume, it's pi h r square minus r square. Volume for the hollow cylinder. Pi h r square minus r square. Now finally, last we will write, that is uh, hollow hemisphere or hemispherical shell. Better to write hemispherical shell. Hemispherical shell. Okay, next that I have to write this hemispherical shell. So hemispherical shell we'll write over here. So giving you time, try to remind those formulas and do write in this CSA at the place of CSA, TSA and volume. Okay, this is 2 pi. See, for hemispherical shell we have to write CSA. CSA is actually 2 pi r square. So for hemispherical we have to add both. So 2 pi capital R square plus a small r square. That is hemispherical CSA of hemispherical shell. Now in TSA, other than this, I have to add the area of ring. So area of ring, if I simplify this, ultimately I will get pi 3r square plus small r square. After simplification, total surface area of hemispherical shell will be pi 3r square plus r square. Now volume of this is simply 2 by 3 pi capital R cube minus small r cube. That is the volume of the hemispherical shell. So these are the all formulas that you have to uh, be ready with. So please note down or this table. Okay, so that is all about this lecture. Now we'll meet next lecture. Till then, bye. Thank you. Take care. Stay at